Good afternoon, traders. It's Erica at Alpha E Trades. Just an update on price action. It is currently 2:15 Tuesday, November 16th, and had a little bit of surprise movement to the upside after we've been sideways a little bit. Currently, ES is positive 28 points, NQ 129 points, RTY a little flat, but still green 1 point. So what we had today in our live Twitter feed, we have blueprints. So when we started out on ES here, this was quite interesting because a lot of times we'll have order flow. We have buyers and sellers. And so here was market open at 9:30, okay, for the US cash. And then so we had a spike up in price, but then we went sideways. And then we had sellers here, buyers here. So we kind of sat in this range. Nothing truly happened until we broke to the higher side here on momentum at our buyer's trigger here at 46.94.50. Okay, here's our T1, our target one. So technically we do have a target two up here at 47.15, but we have all-time highs here at the 47.11 area. So more than likely we'll probably test that. Now that can be a little tricky as well because with all-time highs, sometimes we can come back and just simply test and make a double top, and then the market does not go any further. So if we start to stall at the all-time highs, more than likely we'll wait for a pullback. However, though, we do have a target two here at 47.15. That technically would be an all-time high. So that was target one, target two. So this is what we've had for ES. When we started the US cash market, these are what our blueprints look like. They're designed to keep you on the right side of the trade, meaning once you get a confirmation, which is a close, as you can see here. So the buyers here, the buyer's trigger, a little deceiving here. And so technically we want to wait for price action to close, because if you were a momentum trader and got in here, it would have failed here at this particular level, and then it came back down, tested the sellers like bumper cars here, then it went back up, and then it finally closed, and then the market went up to rally to where we're currently at here. So this is what we specialize in, is the blueprints with your buyers and or sellers trigger, also with the range, and to keep you on the right side of the trade. So this is NQ here. Let's take a look at what we had. Okay, NQ was a little bit of the same thing. Here was market open. So we dipped down, but then we had, so long legs on NQ. So this was our range here. So we had buyers and sellers here. No close on the sellers. So same thing happened here. Okay, very deceiving here because it held. And if you take a look here, here's R1 for the first resistance. Then it came back to the tick here, like bumper cars, tested the seller's trigger. Now we were ready to rock and roll with a solid, efficient candle close, and then the market took off to target one here. So this was $1,000 trade from the buyer's trigger here to target one. Now, technically, we do have target two over here as NQ is a runner, and we're getting a little bit of a pullback here on price action. So that was our morning for ES and NQ. Okay. 60-minute charts on NQ did trigger today as well here. Okay, so we had target one, target two, very similar here. Okay, but the ranges are so wide on the higher time frames. We send these out for a visual, but the majority of our trading is usually screen printed from a 5-minute perspective on day trading, and 15-minute. And then if we get something set up on the higher time frames. Now RTY are a little slow mover here. Okay, so large range here. It was range for literally, here was market open, cash open, and then we sat like bumper cars. Here was our invalidation level here. So same thing happened here, tested up into the buyer's trigger, came back down, tested in the seller's trigger, and then finally, once we closed and confirmed above the trigger, market decided to go to, we had very small targets. We will have small targets on price action when we are range. Okay, so this was target one, and here's target two, and now we're at the high at 24.07 for RTY. So this has been our price action this morning here. Not bad price action, depending upon if you're one or two contracts. If you're two contracts, a couple $1,000 day today. And what we're expecting for tomorrow here, let's take a look at our 4-hour charts. So our 4-hour charts, destination has been complete here on our 4-hour target two here. Okay, for NQ 163.08. So it is possible we could see at least half of this retraced. However, though, we have to simply see what the market provides and our particular levels that we are at. ES 4-hour chart. Okay, same thing. Destination here. We had target 1, target 2. From the 4-hour perspective, lost my chart. Um, but again, here, traders, with us getting into all-time highs, okay, ES, same thing here, daily visual. More than likely, we're going to test this, and so we'll see how we go tomorrow on price action. Um, and so that's what we have going on. Today was overall, we had no sell signals. Everything was buying once this was confirmed here for the buyers. We don't always have order flow like this with buyers and sellers. However, once it can be tricky once we get into all-time highs, because a lot of traders don't know how far price action is going, and then that's what we specialize in, is targets on how far price is going. 90% of target one, actually higher than that, probably 96% of our target ones are always hit here. Okay, depending upon what leg the alpha wave pattern that we're trading is on here. Okay, so we trade patterns here to help keep us out of the sideways chip chop, as you can see here. So we weren't trading it when we were in this range here. So this was green light go, then we get in and so forth here. So just because the market may be falling like this doesn't mean that we are trading, because we are waiting for an actual setup to confirm us to get in for the highest probability here. So that's exactly what our blueprints look like. So with that being said here, traders, hopefully you had an amazing trade day, because we did. And we'll be back tomorrow for price action to see if we're buying and or selling, and see if we have any potential three-leg pullback patterns from the higher time frames. It's a possibility we may get them, just depends on how we close today here and how the all-time high resistant holds, especially on ES. If we do, we'll put them in the video here, and we'll monitor that as we go. All right, traders, have an amazing trading day, and we'll see you tomorrow.